Hindu traditions, or sampradayas, that existed in 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces that covered more than 6 million kilometers square of Asia. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, is the reviver of KAILASA, this ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. KAILASA is an unbroken cultural, religious, historical, civilizational, and sovereign continuation and revival of multiple of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international law, the doctrine of continuity, implies that upheavals and revolutions within a country, changes in government, territorial adjustments, measures taken during military occupation, or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in Respect of Treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal personality of the state is considered to persist, enabling its subsequent re-establishment. Historical examples dating back to the 18th century include cases like Portugal and Genoa that were re-established after the Vienna Congress of 1815. More recent examples include countries such as Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, and Austria that were re-established after World War II. Even when a nation is deprived of its territory, the nation continues to exist. Its sovereignty and international legal personality continues to persist. The Dalai Lama, as the spiritual and temporal leader of Tibet, exemplifies this principle. In 1959, the Dalai Lama was exiled and forced to flee. Despite the challenges faced, the Dalai Lama continues to advocate for the preservation of Tibetan culture and garners worldwide support for Tibetan autonomy on the global stage. Similarly, from 1309 to 1376, the Pope of Catholicism had been in exile in Avignon. Despite this, he was recognized as the head of state as well as head of the church and given full privileges of the position after their return to Rome. Even in 1861, much of the papal territories had been lost, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged. He was recognized as a head of state, and later, the Lateran Treaty of 1929 formally re-established.
Wow, what an auspicious darshan. Literally receiving Paramashiva in the ultimate form as the divine cosmic mother, as Meenakshi, and in his most graceful, most beautiful form as Kalyana Sundara Murti. Today we've all received such an amazing blessing and a beautiful darshan. Can I request each of you to post how did you all enjoy the darshan?
Each of you in every Zoom room on YouTube, Facebook, everyone watching us all around. And everyone who is tuned in now, who listened to this beautiful revelations on the Navatattvas, what was your takeaway from the satsang?
Swamiji very beautifully revealed to all of us how the entire universe, the Brahmanda is in the Pindanda. Whatever is there in the macrocosm is in the microcosm, and we are the pure reflection at Brahmanda. Like, and today, Swamiji revealed about the Navatattvas from the Makutagama, Paramashiva's own introduction about himself, how that whole Panchakriya, saying Navatattvas, how it happens simultaneously and spontaneously. Actually, today's satsang, I request all of you to go back and you can spend some time and watch it again and again and again, because Swamiji is revealing some of the most important principles. And the science, Swamiji revealed the exact science of how people were able to diagnose clearly, see inside what is happening in the body. Like Swamiji beautifully revealed, even to be able to tell count of the bone, to be able to tell what is happening in the system, every single thing, there is an elaborate science for it. And Swamiji revealed the exact science, the truth behind understanding each of these. Today's satsang is something too amazing. How you all enjoy? Just to even to see Swamiji and have behold and capture this moment in the cosmos.
Swamiji elaborated so beautifully how each of the Navatattvas happen simultaneously in us, and how each of these tattvas happen continuously and simultaneously in each and every one of us. And he also told how every day night we can actually look in and see how even in the dream state we can do the sustenance within us.
Every one of you that are here, I see in all the screen, everyone is sitting with a beautiful smile in that intense face. Actually, right now, without talking anything, just spend time in consciously manifesting the amazing gift that Swamiji has showered to all of us. Chandrasekharya, Kinzing Weng, Atmajyotikaya, all of you, Wu JC, UAC, Kenimko, I request every one of you to sit now. With this amazing initiation that Swamiji has bestowed on all of us, we are going to be manifesting a unique and a beautiful power. We are going to be manifesting the power to be able to see through the third eye and to be able to also see when you are communicating with a person right now. You need words to communicate because there is no oneness. We normally are not established in the space of oneness. But the space that Swamiji has initiated all of us with, and with all the processes that we have done now, you will be able to manifest the power that you will be able to communicate to someone without the necessity to talk, without any verbal or action-based gestures. You will just be able to communicate through your oneness alone. This is the precise science that we are going to be manifesting. And I request all the participants to sit now and intensely manifest this power. The science is very simple. When you are established in that space of oneness, and when you are not having any kind of disturbance in your space, means any interference of your incompletions, and when you sit in that space, established in that reflection, you will be able to clearly communicate exactly whatever you want. And not just will be able to communicate, the other person will be able to precisely hear what you say. The other person will be able to precisely hear what you say, not verbally. You don't have to talk, like you all can do this. Actually, each of you had posted what is the exact like breakthrough, you wanted to have relationship, right? Now is the best time. Call that one person who you feel you really have a beautiful relationship with. You're complete. You just need that final one breakthrough, that fulfillment. Right now, each of you can manifest this power. You're going to be scanning and identifying precisely what exactly the other person is communicating or what you want to communicate. And you will be able to tell that action, your partner will be able to hear the exact word you want them to do, and they will manifest the exact same thing. You can do this very, very easily. The science is very simple. Are all of you understanding this so far? I request every one of you to confirm in the chat. Please sit now and connect intensely with Swamiji, chant the Mahavakya, and connect to a partner. Anyone you can call. Actually, for this round, I request and recommend that you all connect with someone not here in the program, but someone of your relatives, or if you're sitting here as a family, like you and you're attending the program, or you're attending with your family, that is fine. Please sit now with them and manifest this power intensely. You can very easily do it. They have to just think of any one action. Like for example, they will tell, okay, can you lift a cup of cup of water? And they're not going to verbally tell that to you. You're just going to connect intensely to Swamiji and you'll be able to hear the exact thing that they're communicating in your inner space. And whatever you hear, you just need to start taking an action, taking a step on it. Same way, it happens both ways. You communicate. If you're attending as a family, both of you manifest with each other. But if your partner or relationship, whoever you want to manifest with, is not here, then you are going to manifest with them. Once they receive initiation, they will also be able to manifest. I request all of you to please start. Please chant the Mahavakya intensely. I will chant the Mahavakya and start the Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham Om
Request each of the participants to take a moment and share. How many of you have manifested? What was your experience of manifesting?
Each of you can detail out. Please detail it out in the chat box.
Every one of you that is here, take a moment and share in the chat what exactly each of you experienced. What is the exact shift that you all have? When you start manifesting this power, right? The way how you cognize, the kind of understandings that you have will have a beautiful shift. We are now going to be delving deeper into understanding the science of completion. Every session that we've all had today, each of it is directly working on the layers of pattern you might have formed in and each one dissecting step by step by step by step and helping you formulate the right inner space for you to have the best relationships. Now, we are going to be, Swami has revealed so beautifully to all of us about the Navatattvas of Paramashiva, and today all the things that Swamiji shares with. All of you will now be able to manifest this exact same thing as an experience in you. Each of you that are here, you will be able to experience this successful completion inside of you in all aspects of relationships, in all relationships in life. And you will be able to see how you can actually access this. Swamiji calls this one as consciously accessing the superconscious happening of you. And every one of you will be able to taste this exact same experience right now. Okay, so we're going to now be entering into the next session where we will be learning about how you can complete with others. What is the science of completion with others? And let us all enter into the session now.
Understand? You have a choice whether to continue to believe the societal conditioning done on you or the Paramasatyas Paramashiva is revealing. Listen, understand. You have a choice whether to continue to believe the societal conditioning, unconscious societal conditioning done on you, or wake up to the Paramasatya. You can go on blaming the society for the unconscious conditioning done on you, but that is not going to solve the problem. Solution is Paramasatya. One of the greatest assurance Cosmos gives to you is Satyameva Jayate. Paramasatya always wins. I'll give you the Paramasatya now. Focus on your first person. I'll repeat. Focus on your first person. The first person you experience as you. All of you can understand. We all know first person, second person, third person. First person is what you cognize as you. Second person is the person in front of you, directly available to you. Third person is far away, somewhere. I, you, they. First person, second person, third person. Understand, the first person you carry inside you as you. If you focus on that, the greatest truths, Paramasatyas, can be given to you as experience. The more you focus on first person, more you will find joy, peace, celebration, intense energy. the more you focus on second person and third person, more fear, more greed, more conflicts, more confusions, more incompletions, more guilt, more jealousy, more suffering. At least once a day, bring your whole focus to the first person, source of your first person. Understand? The first person you carry, how he reacts, how he acts, how he responds to the second person and third person. Exactly the same way everyone's first person is going to react to their second person and third person. That is why I repeatedly tell you, the stuff out of which your first person is made, the programming done to your first person is same for everyone's first person. The aham, I, you carry in you as your first person. How that first person reacts to situations, reacts to people, reacts to second person and third person, how it strategizes, how it plans, how it manifests during every situation. Understand? Your first person the stuff out of which your first person is made and the programming done to your first person, it is same for everyone's first person. Understanding this and making conscious decisions in your life is conscious life.
Listen, completion with yourself is more like a spiritual practice. It is with completion with others the life itself starts. Listen, it is from the completion with others life starts. The completion with others, I can say, this was the greatest contribution of Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda's greatest contribution to Hinduism. He brought this idea of completion with others to the front. Completion with others is a spiritual quality, that's all. It is necessary for enlightenment. Unfortunately, we always got the idea, if you have incompletion with others, run away to the higher planes where less people are there. No, that is not a solution. That is not a solution. Completion with others is the basic necessity, the basic quality you need for enlightenment. Understand? People sometimes ask me, how do I know whether I am suppressing or completing? If you are able to be in the space of completion with others, you are completing inside you with you also. If you are not able to be in the space of completion with others, then inside you are not completing with yourself, you are only suppressing. So the scale to find whether you are completing or suppressing, completing or brooding over, completing or waiting for a chance to take revenge. I have seen many people, in the name of completion, now I am completing, but I am not going to keep quiet. I will wait for time. When my time comes, I will tell you what to do. I will do what needs to be done. Completion with others is a spiritual practice. Completion with yourself is like Mahadeva. Completion with others is like Devi. Devi is required for the life to happen. That is why in all our temples, I have put Devi along with Mahadeva. I have not put Devi as a separate deity.
Listen, completing with others. Others means not just only your father, mother, husband, wife, brother, sister, the human beings around you. We will start the completion with everything with which you are living. Your wealth, your health, your bag, your seat, your pets, your car, your house. Please understand, all these are living part of your life. They may be dead objects, but they are living part of your life. See, a house may be a dead object, but it is a living part of your life. How many of you understand what I am saying? It's a very important component of your life. First, we will start completion with all the human beings with whom we are living. First step, completion with everything. With every human being. First thing you need to do is deciding, I have to bring completion with others, with whoever I am living. I have to bring completion with whoever I am living. Even if they don't want, I will stretch my best and I will decide I am in the space of completion. Whenever they want, I am open to have them. I am open. I am going to be in the space of completion. Whenever they are also ready, it will become completely complete. Understand? Completion with others does not mean you are going to apologize to them. No. Apologizing is not completion. Asking sorry is not. So many people were saying, I want to apologize, I am sorry. No. I am sorry is not completion. I am deciding to drop hurting pattern in my life. Or any incompletion, misunderstanding, anything, I am deciding to drop and I am deciding not to bring them, not to give life to it again. See, past, you can't say you are wrong or you are right. No one can say you are wrong, you are right. It is not apologizing. It is not feeling sorry for the past. No. Deciding, I am dropping this incompletion, hangover of the past, and I will not allow this to happen once more. Completion is actually responsibility, not apologizing. See, apologizing or feeling sorry comes out of powerlessness, but completion comes out of responsibility. Understand the difference. Please listen, see the difference. Now when I am saying you need to complete with your mother, with your father, with your brother, with others, I am not asking you to apologize. I am not asking you to call them and say, oh sorry, oh sorry, oh sorry, bus bus. No. No.
Feeling sorry comes from powerlessness. That is not completion. When you call, you explain, this is what has been perceived by me. Here, I am not interested in looking into you are wrong or I am wrong. That will only create more and more anger, hatred and suppressed violence. I am only saying one thing. I am ready to drop the past and its powerlessness, incompletion. I am declaring, I am dropping the past and I am complete. I don't have incompletion. And I will not create any incompletion anymore. Your decision and declaration, when it reaches them, you will suddenly see they also open up and start coming towards completion. But first, you need to be prepared. See, when I left the house, I think it was 17 and a half. Many times I ran away from the house, and 17 and a half, once for all I ran away. And I think when I was 17, both my gurus, Raghupati Yogi, Yogi Yogananda Puri, his name, and Vibhudananda Puri, lady sannyasini, Kuppammal, her name, both of them have passed away. After they left the body, it was almost like impossible for me to live in that city. See, in that town, every stone is associated with their memories for me. The hill is the place where I spend my time. Temple is the place I spend my time. It's always with them. After their death, it was very difficult for me to live in that area, in that same town. So I decided that I'll leave the place. Now only we call it as town and all. In those days, it was a Pakka village. Pakka village. The whole village is only 5 streets. 5 streets are maximum, I can say 10. 5 to 10, not more than that. Now, of course, the whole thing is developed and expanded and all that is. I could not live in Tiruvannamalai, so I decided to leave the house. I had the darshan of Ramakrishna suddenly, so I decided to go to Ramakrishna Mission and sannyasi. But I know very clearly I am not going to stay in their organization. I may go and receive sannyas and continue my yatra. That was my decision, my thinking, hope. So one day, it was a Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday morning, I saw very vividly Ramakrishna and Sharada Devi appearing, and they appeared and I asked Ramakrishna, please initiate me. And he smiled and said, showing Sharada Devi, she is the specialist in all this. And I told Sharada Devi, you initiate me. Then I saw very clearly she put her hand on my head and both of them entered into my body and disappeared. So I decided, it gave me a lot of courage and strength to take up sannyas, leave the house. I can say that this was the immediate reason. So I decided I am going to leave the house. And after the decision, I was in the temple thinking. After this dream, I went to temple and whole day I was sitting and thinking. Even next day I was sitting and thinking what to do. Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, third day, evening I came to my mother. I sat on the door frame. She sat one step below.
If any of you talk to my mother, you will understand. Sometimes people ask her, what's the difference you find Swamiji as your son and now? Even I asked her once. She says, I don't find any difference, Swamiji, because even in those days we treated you like this only. We treated you like this only. She will never sit equal to me. And one step below she was sitting. And I was very close with her. Very loving, and I never had any hatred. Very loving. Many times, when I get time, I will go and sit in kitchen with her. She will be cooking, I will be sitting and telling some stories. I had a very friendly relationship with her. And literally, till I left the house, I'll always be sleeping next to her. I think if you are from the Western culture, it will be shocking, you will not be able to understand. In Indian tradition, I think now when I listen to the stories, I understand that nowadays, even at the age of 10 or 6, 7, even much earlier, the kids are made to sleep separately. Till I left the house, I'll always be sleeping next to her only, holding her. And another one thing, so I called her and said, I was sitting and I said, I was looking away from her, not looking at her, looking away from her and said, Mom, Swami is going to become a sannyasi. I won't address as me. Only recently I started using this I and me. If you see even my earlier discourses, you will not see anywhere this I and me. It's Ramakrishna style. And only very recently only I started using I and mine. I, me, all these words. Otherwise I will tell only Swami. Even to tell about me, I will tell only Swami. So, if you talk to our Gurukul kids, even they will not say I and me. They will only tell the name. Because I am talking to people, otherwise people get confused. If I go on telling the story, Swami told, Swami did, Swami this, then finally they ask which Swami. They end up in confusion. That is why I have started using the word normally. Anyhow, I told her, in Tamil I said, Swami sannyasam போறதுன்னு முடிவு பண்ணிருச்சு. I told her that Swami has decided to go as a sannyasi. And I am looking away from her, and I don't have the courage to look at her because I am emotionally very attached with her. Very attached to her. So, I can't handle. So I was looking, my eyes were away. See, even though I was attached to her, I was complete with her. And I was complete with me. So it did not stop me going towards sannyas. But I had a very good relationship with her. I don't know how you guys will understand. Understand that attachment does not mean like the attachment you guys carry, that I will not be able to go for sannyas. It was not against my need or will for going to sannyas. But I cannot see her cry, see her suffer. So I was keeping my eyes away, looking away from her. I did not get any response from her. No words. After a few minutes, as usual, what women will do? Oh! And I am getting that slowly, that sound of she crying. Even then, I did not turn my eyes towards her. And I said, what do you mean? You mean to say I should not go? She said, no, I can't stop you. I am not able to handle, so I am crying. She said such beautifully, I can't stop you. In Tamil she said, சாமி என்னால் நிறுத்த முடியாது, என்னால் ஹேண்டில் பண்ண முடியல, அழறேன். எனக்கு தாங்கல, அழறேன். Then she hugged me, and usually I am a very what is it? I will be so happy and comfortable with my mother. Even while I am sitting in the kitchen, I will be only putting my hands on her shoulder and talking. I was very comfortable. So I will never miss a chance to hug her. This hugging, I think, I learned from my mother only. Now I tell you really, if you are complete with your mother, all women in your life, the relationship will be so complete. If you are complete with father, all men in your life, the relationship will be complete. I was so complete with my mother, but when she hugged me, I did not even hug her back, and before she could be complete with that hug, I moved my body. She understood, I don't want her to hug me now. She understood, I'm moving out. She just took her hands off and she moved, and she was wiping the ears and crying. Immediately my father came from behind and said, my father was actually shouting at my mother, did you disturb Swami in some way? Why is Swami suddenly telling he is leaving the house? We are after all taking care of him nicely. And he has no courage to talk to me directly. I turned back. I asked him, now to whom are you talking? He just kept quiet. No, I did not tell anything. And he went away. And then the drama started. Of course, when I pushed her away, in the half hug, I could see very clearly part of my bio-memory was incomplete. Please understand, part of me was incomplete. See, if she fought with me, I would not have had incompletion. You are fighting with me, come on, I will fight with you, over. She never fought with me. So I could have allowed her to hug me, means I could have done a little more care, with a little more sensitivity, with a little more love, because she's not asking me don't go. You understand? She's not telling don't go for sannyas. But I was afraid, if I give her the love or attention or care, I may not go. I may not be able to go. So I can say that it was more, the incompletion was created with her, more because of my self-doubt about me. Then, finally, next day morning, I can see the whole village is in front of my house. It's a very tight-knit community, small village, tight-knit community. I can say it's one large family, that's all. The whole village. At least that whole area. I've seen in those days, in every house in the puja room, there will be one old man's photo. I asked my grandmother, who is this Swami? She said, no, he is your grandfather. I asked, then why his photo is in every house? She said, for all the house, he is the grandfather. So, no other entertainment. They will have 2-3 wives and no TV also those days. This is the only entertainment. Each house will have half a dozen to dozen. Zamindar means landlords. And I have seen the original house was 80,000 square feet. But when I was born and a lot was sold, they will part by part they sold. But the original house print, I saw in the town plan, still one small bit is there as it is. I am trying to buy, these fellows are not giving me. Just to make like a memorial, one bit, same construction is there as it is, the stone construction and the teak wood. Any of you have seen that kind of houses? Soon you will see in Biddi, we are building, we are going to do 4-5. It's a typical old style house. It's a tight-knit family, the whole family is there. Usually if somebody dies, their body will be kept in the hall, in the sofa, and the whole family will gather. See, this family is such that every month somebody will be attending age, some engagement, some marriage, some death. Every once in 2-3 months there will be some festival, some program, some function. It will be continuously going on. That day when I woke up, I saw so much of crowd. I thought, who died? Because there's no other function. I asked my mother, what happened? Anybody died? All of them have gathered? All the relatives are there? She told me, no, they all came to see you only. I said, I am alive. Then she said, no, because you said you are going to become a sannyasi, they all came to see you. And literally, like a dead body, I was made to sit on the sofa in the center of this room, hall. It's called Nadu Kottadi. They call it Nadu Kottadi. And in the center I am sitting. All the group, the whole group is sitting all around. And some who doesn't have courage, they talk among themselves. Some who has a courage try to confront me. One by one comes. And first comes my father's elder brother's wife, Periyamma, means aunt. She comes. What will happen to our family prestige if you become a sannyasi? And the funny thing is, night I told my mother, by early morning the whole village knows. Before I wake up, the whole village is there. There are nearby relatives. In those days, cell phone was not that common also. All the other villages also information is gone. They are all on the way. And you need to know, 2 families sat and already saw a girl for me. Usually in this tight-knit families, if a boy is born, immediately they will tie a girl. The mama ponnu, atta ponnu, edavadhu onnu tie panni vechiruvaanga. So they already decided. They are seeing the time, right, muhurtam. And all of them have to sit and convince me. And I am a 17.5-year-old boy. And they will finish the marriage so that I cannot run away and become a sannyasi. And so all this is going on. And she comes. See what will happen to the prestige, family prestige. And I cannot live. If you run away like this and all, whole village will talk, everyone will talk about us. And now only we are having little prestige and family is all settling down. She has 2 daughters. And who will marry my 2 daughters if you run away and become a sannyasi? After all, they are my cousin sisters only. If you run away and become sannyasi, nobody will marry my daughters. I will hang with the sari on the fan. She told in Tamil. Shalai katti fan la thongiruven appadinu. I will hang myself in the sari on the fan. I slowly looked at her and said, She used to be very heavy. And I said, for your weight, the sari will tear, fan will break. You better use the rope on the Uttaram. Uttaram is the beam. You use the rope and hang yourself in the Uttaram. Surely you will die. That's it. And immediately she got angry. What? You are asking me to die? You are asking me to die? Get out of our house. Get out of our house. That's what I told her. I'm going. I told her. That is what I am telling. I am leaving. I am going. Then comes the next guy. If you are from South India, you can literally enjoy the whole scene. You can visualize the whole scene and see. These fellows are so bothered about what others will talk about us. The whole life goes with that only. And then comes my uncle, means my father's sister's husband. Mama, my uncle, he comes. We are all living in the house and living a spiritual life. Are we all not living a spiritual life? Why don't you do that? Why do you want to leave the house? He's a drunkard. He's alcoholic. So, but I used to have a lot of respect for him. I just put my hands like this only and stood up from the sofa. In Tamil I said, Ada loose. That's the way I started. The loose. நீ காலைல எந்திரிச்ச உடனே சாராயிரம் தான் மூஞ்சி கழுவுற. உனக்கு ஆன்மீகத்துக்கு என்னடா சம்பந்தம்? I spoke in singular. I used to be very respectful, but that day all my kundalini was up and alive. And I said, hey, fool. Loose is the, fool is not the right word. You understand as loose itself. Loose. You early morning, you wash your face only with the alcohol. And what kind of spirituality you are talking about? He was so angry because in public, in front of everyone, I told he is alcoholic. Because in the village and all, even if they drink, they will be very secretly, they will drink. And they will not drink in the house and all, they will drink and come very, and they will have a backside door, they will slowly enter. And that time only that cat will fall on them. It will be very secret. It will not be known to others, especially to kids. In front of public, no one will speak. And even the relatives will not sit together and drink. This fellow will go separately and drink and come. This fellow will go separately and drink and come. In the alcohol shop, even if they meet each other, they will put the towel and cover the face. And because I told him that he is alcoholic in front of the whole group, that's it. Hey, you told me I am a drunkard? Get out of our house. Get out of our house. I said, that is what I am telling. And second wicket over. So like this, few more wickets came. So once I finished everything, now everyone understands if you go there, all your respect, manam, maryada, ellam poirum. They understood. I am not going to bother about anybody. The way I was answering or talking, they all are very clear that now nothing can be done. They all kept quiet. And then some more relatives, whoever need to come. 3 days, the whole house was full of these relatives. Some trying to convince me. Some from distance itself they will talk. And the way I answered, they got so frightened. Actually, my uncle's daughter only they were planning. This same guy only I said, you are a drunkard. That's it. Now I means I will not give my daughter to you. Who asked? I never asked. You planned. What can I do? And then they were planning these, that, and they tried to call my college friends and whether they will be able to give any advice to me. And nothing worked out. Finally, third day, Wednesday I told them, and Thursday, Friday. And of course, even Saturday I was there. Friday, Saturday I did not stay in the house, I went out. Sunday I left the house, that's all. Next Sunday I left the house. After that, there was no contact between me and them. They heard once I am in Ramakrishna Mutt, and when they came, I just saw them from distance and went away. That's all. And anyhow, I left the house and traveled and had different experiences, saw the different monks and sannyasis, everything, and had my realization, my, my life mission, everything. And when I had that experience at the age of 22, that I am an incarnation to transmit this experience. My body and mind is prepared for it. After that experience, it took 9 months for me to settle down normally. If I move the right hand, left hand will not move. If I move the left hand, right leg will not move. The coordination will not be there. If I speak, everything will be stopped. That's the way body was functioning. To settle down and become normal, it took 9 months. So when I settled into the body and became normal, the first thing I felt is I have to complete that bio-memory which was left in me as incomplete. So I went back to Tiruvannamalai. Actually, that time I was staying in a place called Kanchipuram, near Kanchipuram, a place called Perukkaranai. And there they take stones for making deities. So there are artificial caves where they removed the stones, quarried the stones. I was staying in one of those caves. Then when I decided, I wanted to complete with her. When I felt I should complete with her, immediately I went back to Tiruvannamalai. I went to the house where they were staying. There I saw nobody is there. And somebody else is having shops. I went there and asked, I wanted to see Arunachalam and Loganai, my father and mother's name. They said, no, they are not here. They went away. I asked, it is their own house? They said, no. 8 years before they sold this house, they went away. I asked them, where are they? Do you know the address? They said, we don't know where they are. We don't even know whether they are in Tiruvannamalai. We don't have any idea. When I was inquiring, they thought that I am coming there for food, because my mother had a wonderful habit, which is from my grandfather. Every day, she will go and find some sadhus and get them and give them food. My grandmother also had this pattern. Every day, she will go and find some sadhus from the temple and get them, give them food, only then she will eat. My father's mother and mother's father, both of them had this habit. So sadhus will come regularly to have food. So these guys thought I came for food. So they said, we will give you food. I said, no, I just wanted to meet them, that's why I came. So I do not know now where they are. I went to temple and sat there. It's already maybe around night 8 o'clock. I thought in the temple at least some of the friends or relatives will come. I'll see them or they will see me, then I'll ask them. When I was sitting in the temple, first time after 9 months, I felt the hunger. Because I settled into the body. That was the exact day I settled into the body. It was Deepavali day. And I settled into the body. And I think next day to Deepavali, Amavasya, I went to Tiruvannamalai. First time then I thought, what is this? In the stomach something is going on. Then I realized, oh God, it's hunger. Because the 9 months, hunger, thirst, everything disappeared from the body. All human activities I have disappeared from the body. No one to. No one to. Means when nothing goes inside, how anything can come out. And even if we eat little bit, I think whether it's completely gets assimilated, I don't know. So first time I felt the hunger after the 9 months. So I was sitting in Tiruvannamalai. It was funny, sitting in Tiruvannamalai, hunger and no food. But immediately, in few minutes, I could see the power of space. The Devi temple priest, he walked straight from the Devi temple and gave the food to me, Nevedyam. I asked him, no, why are you giving it to me? To whom you want to give? Maybe you wanted to give for somebody else and you are mistaking and giving. I told him in Tamil, எனக்கு எது கொடுக்குறீங்க? நீங்க வேற யாரையோ நினைச்சிட்டு எனக்கு கொடுக்குறீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Then he looked at me and said, no, eat, and went away. After I ate and washed the hands and I was sitting, from distance I saw one young man, saw me and started running. Then I know it's my classmate. From distance I recognized. He also recognized me. He thought if he comes near me, I'll run away. So he wants to inform my parents first. He ran and told my mother and father. In 10 minutes I saw in my vision space one face coming and standing. My mother came and stood. And she was afraid to talk to me. She recognized me and she's standing. I turned my face and the moment I recognized her, I gave my wide smile and asked her, how are you, Ma? The moment she saw a smile in my face, she thought, yes, she can communicate. She can relate. And immediately, tears started rolling in her eyes because she's seeing me maybe, 7, 8 years or after that. When I left, I'm a kid, now a sannyasi, shaved head, tall, shining face and sharp eyes, lean. Those days I used to be shaved head. And she was standing with tears. Actually, first I only stood up and pulled her and hugged her. And she started crying, putting her head on my shoulder. Cried, maybe for 10 minutes. I just allowed. When she felt complete and took her body out, I saw my incompleteness disappeared. The incompletion which was in me, in my biomemory, disappeared. Understand? The one hug, incomplete hug, which I separated my body, where I pulled myself out, that incompletion, which was in my biomemory, became complete when I hugged her again and allowed her to express the love. Then she said, please come and eat in the house. I said, now I am a sannyasi. If you give Purna Kumbha and offer the food in the banana leaf, like yesterday we served, I'll come and eat. She said, yes, I will do. Next day she did all that ritual and I went and ate and came back. The moral of the story is, even if you are an incarnation, you have to complete. Understand? Even if you are an incarnation, you have to complete. Clear? Swamiji, please tell us about more about Grihastha order of our tradition. We are already Anand Samajis. How to guide ourselves to become examples of living Grihasthas. Understand? When I say Grihasthas, I mean a few things. One, both of you decide very clearly to fulfill each other's personality. Male usually will be based on the Mooladhara, the female will be based on Swadhisthana. Both of you very clearly decide consciously that we will fulfill each other. Usually when you know other person's weakness, you use that to exploit the other person. Constantly male is trying to give insecurity to her so that she will be under the control. And she knows where to say no. And she is playing her game and you are playing your game. First thing, deciding both of us will fulfill the other person. We will dedicate our life for fulfilling the other person. Means like both of us will achieve the same goal, the ultimate truth, by helping the other person, putting enlightenment as the first priority in the relationship. Then suddenly you will see the whole quality of relationship will change. The purpose of living together will become clear. Why the life of togetherness will be cleared. From morning till night, every action will show the compassion and love for the other person. It's not that you will be showing you are compassionate or you will be just bragging around. You see how compassionate I am? No. That is what now we are doing. When we just wanted to tell them that we are compassionate but doesn't want to be compassionate, you will be constantly doing just a cup of coffee. If you give, that's all. Either he has to acknowledge or you will demand. You will just take the acknowledgement out of his mouth along with the coffee which he drank.